Hey, what's up, everyone? Mike here with the watch list video for Tuesday, August 23rd. Those of you that showed up to chat today, it probably wasn't the most fun day, right? There wasn't a lot. You see the SPY gap down and a fairly ugly day. I'll show you intraday. It was literally, hold on, let me get after hours off there. Um, it was literally just a slow grind down all day, right? I think the Dow was down like 650 points, maybe almost 700 at one point, but I think it closed down somewhere around 650 points. Still some nice calls in the chat room. I'm going to give the best highlight that I could think of was AMC. In the pre-market, you heard me say that this could be a potential gap down bounce play, right? Same with Bed Bath and Beyond. Which means, right, we want some kind of red to green after the initial selling. And that just makes it really above this opening 5-minute candle, 1148. Clinton B posted it, pointed it out before it happened, like we asked you guys to do. And from the 1148, it went pretty quickly over 13. There was even a halt in there because it was moving so fast. So that was a pretty cool trade, pretty good idea. It ended up closing at the lows, but right there is a perfect picture why we like to day trade, right? You can cash every night, and what does Wayne say? We rent them. And there was some other stuff too, but overall, the afternoon, I don't think I took a trade all afternoon, which is fine, right? Because we're day traders and we'll wait for the next setup, hopefully tomorrow, right? Let's see what we're watching. Kind of have a big list again. DRUG caught a bit again and had a nice pop before closing way off its high. So it's a weird chart because you have this big topping tail here. Then you had the round trip that it put in on Friday, and next thing you know, it kind of rips again today before closing way down here. So it's sort of just an in-play stock with a weird chart, but it's a lower float, so certainly worth keeping an eye on. Let's see here. Excuse me. SMMT held up pretty well in a pretty weak market. Closed at 163, and after hours, it's actually went up close to 2. As I'm talking right now, it's back down to 150 though. Nice breakout today, and certainly worth keeping an eye on. The 200 day is at 232, so we like it when that 200 day is above because it can be a potential magnet. So we're going to keep a close eye on SMMT tomorrow. APRN, just a recent high flyer and a very strong day in a weak tape, right? So that one goes on watch. Kind of the same thing for NERV, recent high flyer, very strong day. With a weak market. That one's super interesting, maybe through 5 tomorrow. Maybe gives a better setup than that. A couple of the low float or low priced oil and gas plays. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see them a little better. INDO, if oil's strong. I like the chart, right? You had this big pop 3 sessions ago, so that would have been, what, Thursday? And topped out at the whole number 9, put in an inside day, and then today started to show some strength again. Topped out at what? About 8:30 today. Definitely want to watch that one, and I'll lump in HUSA, which has a pretty similar chart in case oil gets going. Those are 2 interesting ones. KIRK gap down on Friday, gap down again today, but kind of pushed up both days before closing. It's a weird chart, but it seems to have found support at the 8-day. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one. It's been pretty strong. It's got a fairly big short position and a pretty small float. BBIG, a fairly narrow range today. Put it on bounce watch going into today. Didn't give any kind of trigger, so it just goes back on watch. Kind of the same thing with EAR. Really big 2-day move. Now you got 3 days lower, pretty narrow range. Pretty good setup for a potential bounce tomorrow. We'll make sure it meets our parameters before we take any trade. VERU goes back on bounce watch. Strong stock recently, 3 red days in a row. Down here near the 20-day. BCAB, kind of the same thing, very strong stock. It's been down now for a few days. Kind of got into that buy zone area today. Couple more. I'm going to watch Bed Bath and Beyond again, BBBY, for a potential bounce play setup. And AMC is down here near that 10 support and got really decimated today. But definitely worth watching for a bounce. There's like 80 billion people watching it, right? So maybe we get a clean setup. We'll add other gappers in the pre-market to this list, and should be hopefully more to trade than there was today, right? All right, anyway, done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room.